take a moment here to set up, so I'm going to take a stab at a joke, okay? So there's a boss at work, and he has an employee, and he hasn't showed up to work for a couple of days. So he starts to worry about him. So he calls over the house, there's no answer. He calls again, there's no answer. And finally, ring. Hello? And he says, hello? Is your father home? No. He's not? Well, yes, he is. Can I speak with him? He's busy. Whoa, what's going on? And then he hears this noise in the background. So what's that noise? It's a helicopter. What? What are your parents doing? Talking. Okay, well, who are they talking to? The police. The police? What are the police doing at their house? They're visiting. Visiting? Visiting with who? The firemen. The firemen? What are the firemen doing at your house? What's going on over there? What are they all doing there? Looking for me. Okay. What's happened? We've got some updates from the students here at St. Thomas More about what's going on here. So, right now, St. Thomas More, there's 196 students at St. Thomas More now. There's 60 students in high school, 136 in the lower grades. This year there were 14 incoming kindergartners. That number's only going up, I'll tell you. Okay? This year's scheduled is 13 graduated 8th graders, 18 graduating seniors. Go seniors. Earlier this year, in Miss Ashton's room, a rat bit someone. These are the reports I'm getting. The girls' volleyball team, they went undefeated in the league, and they, I believe, went to the second round of the playoffs. One of the high points of the year is, I think, in one of their first playoff games, there was a big earthquake. Okay, I got another report here. Miss Ashton's rabbit died. There's a whole new crop of drivers with licenses on campus now. I think everybody knows that. The basketball team went to Oregon. The varsity basketball team went to the CCS semifinals. That's after a huge upset. The team that just smoked them twice, that's a low point. Smoked them twice early in the year, they upset them in the playoffs. I think it was Bridgemont. Won it. Was it Bridgemont? Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so they beat Bridgemont in the playoffs after losing badly to them. Good job, guys. And that was the defending champions, right? Okay. So Leonce Diaz, Stephen Armour, Andrew Riley, and Thomas Cortese all made honorable mention all league. So big hand for those guys. John Core made all league first team. And Walter Hawkins was the league MVP. Pretty good. Congratulations, Walter. That's not bad. Most of the boys in high school have to be on the basketball team so we can at least play. Okay, so Miss Ashton's lizard has not bitten anyone. Okay, and then a big news was the gym flooded a few weeks ago, so the wood floor that you're on right now just got put in, just got painted, and this is the second event, and they haven't even played basketball in it yet. But good job to Leon Chopper and everybody else who jumped on top of that. And probably what makes people laugh, and a little bit of anguish maybe, a little apprehension, but tons of happiness, is the fact that last count over the past year, since the last talent show, we've had 9 weddings in this chapel. So, we've tried baptisms. No way. Father Hogan's not here. That was very hard. There's a database of baptisms. That was a hard one. But you know what's going to happen in that kindergarten class about 4 or 5 years from now. Okay, so 9 times. Wow. There's twins in there. Okay, next they're setting up a couple microphones because we have one of our staples, a couple of brothers. They've been in the show and they've been contenders every year. So we're getting the stage ready for them. For the moment, I think I'll tell you a little joke. Okay, so there was 3 gentlemen driving in a car, and the car crashes. And they all die, and they're waiting at the pearly gates. And they have this conversation, because they're waiting in line. And they're having this conversation, they're saying, hey, what do you want everybody to say to you at your funeral, say about you at your funeral? Gee, I don't know. And then so the one fellow stands up and he says, well, I hope that they come and they kneel next to my coffin and they say, he was a marvelous man, generous in all his time here, and a good family man. And they both said, oh, that's great, that's great, that's great. And so the next gentleman, they say, what do you want them to say about you? And he says, well, I hope they say I was a good doctor, and that I love my family, and that they were happy to know me. Oh, that's great, that's great. So then they asked the third fellow, you know, what do you want them to say about you? And he says, me? I hope somebody comes and kneels down and looks at me and says, hey, look, he's moving.